he got the speed? Gets out of a tackle, gets away from an attempted trip, and Lydon's going to score under the post. A great run by Joe Lydon. On to Hampson on to Stevenson on to Gale has the full back to beat. So what a beautiful sidestep, what a tremendous, superb try by Gale. A lovely shimmer of a sidestep there, and he left the full-back absolutely dead. He left him stranded. And man of the match tonight, Joe, was it very satisfying for you?
Yeah, excellent game. I think you could have picked 13 man of the matches. Excellent display by the forwards especially, and the backs just finished everything off.
There seems to be tremendous speed among the Wigan team at the moment. We'll be all right with a relay team of 13 with this lot, and you, the anchor man.
It'll be quite interesting, yeah. I'm sure we could put a few surprises together if we did enter athletics. But even the forwards, there's some people can move in the forwards as well as the backs.
Yes, I think Bill Hartley must be working a bit of a miracle with some of these forwards, the way they're sprinting.
Excellent job, he's done an excellent job. He did the same when he was at Widnes. He's come down here, and I could safely say he's put 2 yards on most people.
You've returned to captain a team that's in sparkling form, haven't you?
Certainly is. They're playing very well. It's from the sideline you can see they're playing extra well, but when you get on, it's great team spirit.
How do you think we're going to finish up the end of the season? Now, is it going to be a supreme season for us?
Well, we certainly hope so. We can only take each game as it comes, and I think we intend to do that.
Beautiful spring day, ground bathed in sunshine. Allott waves them on. As it comes into Gregory, whips it inside, a long pass. On to Hampson doing a dummy run, left out on his own, as both Wigan left wingmen came into the inside. Pushing his way forward, gets it back onto Wayne. Wayne going down the middle, he has Edwards with him, and he's to Edwards going for the line, and Edwards is over under the post, after a great break by Wayne. To Lee Crooks kicking, again a high ball, straight down Hampson's throat, takes it beautifully as usual. This dummies as if he's going to kick, running it out, beats one, coming down the middle, he has support, streaks through, he has skill with him, inside to Hanley, and Hanley's going to score after a tremendous run by Hampson. Out quickly to him, making the break from the scrum, slips a pass, Hull coming away well, and got an overlap, ball comes out to Eastwood, and Nathan's going to be in at the corner, and Hull has scored straight from the scrum. Hanley from behind to play the ball, short one on to Goodway knocks one off, gets his pass in onto Bell streaking down the middle, has support on the inside, onto Hanley's got Stevenson and Edwards with him, Hanley going for the line, has he got the strength, he turns the ball inside, and Edwards is over underneath the post. After a tremendous run by Hanley, and as ever, Edwards is backing up for Hampson. Hampson happy to die with it in his own 25. There goes the hooter. Wigan with a 100% record in Yorkshire, having had to fight every inch of the way. Hull put up a great performance, and so did Wigan, and so that's another fine win for Wigan. The final score, Hull 12, Wigan 18. Now we see the descent of the first parachute is going to land right on the mark, and there's a perfect landing, absolutely bang on the arrow. We couldn't see the plane from which he was coming, and here comes another, not quite on target, landing in the 25 area, 20 yards away, and a good clean landing, one bang on the mark, one in the 25 area. Wigan now in front of this huge home crowd, getting a tremendous reception as they take the field, hoping to get the third victory over St Helens this season.
The Good Friday St Helens match before a huge holiday crowd proved an anticlimax, with Saints coach Alex Murphy causing anger and a split between the club's boards of directors by playing a weakened team.
Keeping it tight, coming away slowly. Long pass goes out onto Round gets his pass in, and Wigan are cut wide open, and they're going for the line, and they come inside, and he's on his back, and the referee's given the try. Well, this is a turn up for the book. To Edwards, Edwards to Hampson, on to Bell. Bell beats the tackle beautifully. On to Line, Line with a run for the line. Cover coming across to take him. And he turns it inside and Hanley's in. Good backing up by Hanley. Challenge coming very strongly at Wigan. Dwyer going for the line, gets his pass in. Hampson Challenger over under the post. Gregory on to Wayne, Wayne back to Gregory. Gregory trying to make a break, gets his pass in. Wigan inside, on to Hanley. Hanley going for the line, he's going to score as the cover comes across. And Hanley's over under the post. The pressure now as they switch it on to Gregory. Gregory holding it on to Gill. Gill going for the line, and he's in. Come right from the far wing. Took a short pass from Gregory and cut through. And at last Wigan go into the lead. Dancing behind the play of the ball. Going through on his own. Gets a short pass. West going for the line. On to Bell, and Bell's over under the post. Well, that could well be the killer try. Down in the fifth tackle. 10 yards out. Wigan going to move it. Gregory going on his own, going for the line, and he's in. Strolls over, so nonchalantly, so coolly. Challenge tackling. As the ball goes to Kiss, Kiss decides he's going to bounce over, and he's in. And Kiss has scored. Comes on to Goodway. Goodway changing on to Hanley. Wigan mesmerising them as Belga stirring through. Oh, that was a fantastic try. Superb handling. Mort going hard down the wing, he has support inside, and his pass has gone astray. Wigan on the back track, and it's Hanley who comes across and forces him into touch. And there goes the hooter, a highly professional, polished second half display by this wonderful Wigan team. Gives them a tremendous victory of 42 points to 12. Well, you must have been very pleased with that very spirited and very competent performance that your lads put up in that first half. I think they gave Wigan quite a fright in the first 40 minutes.
Well, I think the lads throughout the game, they was only young lads, and they've gone out and played, you know, really committed themselves for 80 minutes. I expected them to tire, but some of the rugby we've played, I've been proud of.
Well, the Wigan defence is supposed to be so good, but you split it wide open several times in the first half, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think we could have gone in front at half-time at 24-6, but two good tackles from the Wigan lads. Roy Haggerty was one, and the young lads, the wingman, was the other one. But you always get class in the end, and they've got a lot of class in the side, so I expected to tell sooner or later.
I must be extremely pleased with that fantastic performance that we put on, especially in the second half after we struggled for 40 minutes.
Yeah, we certainly did struggle. You know, to beat a great club like St Helens by that margin is a big thing, but we were set on doing it because our fans don't ask for too many special favours, but I'm sure one of them is to come up with a good win against St Helens, which we did today.
Now, just one more game to go. Do you think we're going to crack another record when we play Oldham, who seem to be down in the doldrums at the moment?
Well, we certainly hope so. You know, the guys have gone well. We had, you know, one very bit of bad luck today with Sean Edwards has got quite a nasty injury to his knee, and we haven't been able to get it examined properly at this stage, but it doesn't look too hopeful for the rest of the season for Sean, so that sort of put a bit of a shadow on the gloss of today's win, but we're certainly going to do our best on Monday anyway.
Well, it'll be Wigan to kick off. Mr Simpson, referee, waves them on. David Stevenson lobs it into the Oldham 25. Waddle driving forward. Short one onto Case. Case turning it inside, and Wigan have broken through. Good run by Beswick. Beswick sidestepping over the 25. On for Hanley, and he's gone for the line, and Hanley's over. Wonderful run by Beswick. Set it up beautifully. Gets the pass in beautifully out. Onto the wing, onto Russell. Russell steaming down the left wing, up the 25 line. He has Hanley with him. Onto Hanley. Hanley's gone for the corner, and he gets to the corner, and the referee's given it. Another try to Hanley. Plays it quickly up, lobbed out to Goodway. Goodway holding it, looking to give it back inside. Onto Hanley. Hanley busts right down the middle. Beautiful run by Hanley. Coming out, he has more when he's rounded them. He's gone for his third try. A tremendous run by Hanley, and he's in. The bodies pile on top of him after he scored. But that was a great run by Hanley. Again. An irresistible force and an immovable object, and there's nothing happening at all. Again, completely bogged down as Flanagan. Pass has been intercepted. David Stevenson going for the line. Has he got the strength? And he dives and he's in. Flanagan holding it. Ball's gone loose. That should be Wiggins, and Lucas has it. But there goes the hooter for the end of the final league match of this season. Championship already won. Wigan the victors by 24 points to 6. Now, Sean, what's the extent of your injury?
Well, at the moment, John, I'm in a bit of a shrouded view of it because I see the specialist tomorrow morning at Wigan, and probably I'll have a better idea then. But it has improved quite a bit from Friday, where I was very worried about it. I thought it had gone altogether, but it has improved. Like I say, I treated it with a lot of care. I had ice on it for 24 hours and took the anti-inflammatory pills, and it's improved a lot.
Do you think there might be a chance of you being back then for the final, if we make it?
Well, hopefully, but like I say, I'll have a better view tomorrow when I see Mr. Hopcroft.
Will Frank, your final game with Oldham, is it a permanent or a temporary break with coaching in rugby league?
Well, obviously it's something that I've thought about, and it's not just happened as people have thought. Perhaps over the last month or so, it's been in my mind for, certainly the last 12 months. The 40-mile trip, the 80-mile there and back every day, obviously has got a lot to do with it. It's a full-time job, as you know. I just feel like, I need that little bit of a break.
Well, you have been involved a long time at all levels, both at club and international. Getting a little bit tired with it, are you?
No, I never get tired of rugby league. I mean, it's a game that I was brought up with, and I love the game. But now and again, the pressure does get to you a little bit, and I just feel like I'd like a little bit of a break from it.
Coming back to our own two clubs, we've met 4 times this season. Would you like to give us your reflections on the 4 games that we've had?
Well, obviously, the highlights of the 4 games for us is obviously the cup win. Certainly, if Wigan would have beat Oldham on that night, I'm sure Wigan would have been at Wembley. I don't think there's any doubt, in my mind anyway, that Oldham are that Wigan at the moment are the best side in the game, and you've got to congratulate, the directors, I think, who've done a great job, and obviously Graham Rowe, who I've got every respect for. I can't see, obviously, anybody beating them again this season, and of course, again, next season, they're certainly the farm horses.
No. Joe Lydon sets the game in motion, up into the in-goal area. Winders now, Basnett bringing the ball away. He's taken 15 yards out, and this game is slow getting started after the tackle. As Goodway onto Hanley holding in onto Bell bats him for the line, and he's in. Lovely play by Wigan, beautiful try. Players switch in positions beautifully, and they cut Widnes wide open. At the moment, stopping the forward progress as a long one comes to Pinner a long one. Oh, the beautiful break by Ewan, going for the line onto the scrum half, and he throws it out to the wing, and Wigan covering across, and they're into the corner. Basnett's into the corner, and Sorensen inside. Winders now hot on the attack, and Wigan in all sorts of trouble as it goes out, and they're going for the line, coming inside, and Wigan are down again as Wright goes over. His legs are taken, he gets it onto Kiss is going for the line, and he couldn't get his pass in. The referee says 5 tackles gone, 5 yards out. Comes to Gregory's going for the line, sends a high one out onto the wing, and Wigan are in. Wigan are in for the first try in the second half. Tattlers. Long pass comes to Gregory holding it, bringing Bell inside, Bell going down the middle, going hard, going for the line, and Bell's going to be in. What a run by Bell. What a tremendous run by Bell. Levels the score. Yards out, getting ready for a move. Gregory one side, Bell the other. And Case getting up slowly. Goes on to Hanley, and Hanley still gets his pass in. Goodway gets it in, Hampson on to Lydon, and Lydon's in at the corner. Wigan get the try that they've been fighting for. It's gone, ball's played back. Pinner puts a cover kick, it's loose over the Wigan line. The ball's been lost. And the referee's given the try. Well, the ball bounced about all over the place, and one would have thought that that ball would have been made dead. Wigan missed the loose ball. Coming inside, Bell taking his man. David Stevenson goes in. There goes the hooter! Wigan going to the semi-finals. What an exciting game. What a tremendous game. What a credit to rugby league that game has been. Both teams given their all in a tremendous tussle.
It reminds you of the old days when Widnes were the top dogs, and they'd come down here and they get a nice lead of, say, 6 points, and we weren't able to get back. But this team are really something. I think it's a tremendous tribute to the team and the coaching staff and the general fitness that they were able to come back from 14-6 down at half-time and really put something on.
Yes, they showed a lot of character, didn't they, there in the second half, and then they were under tremendous pressure again right near the end.
They were under a lot of pressure. It was certainly very hot in the stands, and so it certainly must have been tremendously hot on the field.
It's amazing that a team so low down can turn on a performance like that. Do you think they save it for Wigan? Because we've had a rough time with them this season, haven't we?
Well, I don't think the team should be so low down. They've got some very good players in the side. It proved it when we played them over there the first time. I think it's mainly their squad. They've got a very small squad and they can't back up each week. They're very unlucky because I think with the players they've got, if they had backup as well, they'd be a lot better team.
New Zealand made the mark on the game today, haven't they, with Dean Bell and Kurt Sorensen putting up tremendous performances.
They certainly did. They're both very good players. They certainly turned on a very good show today.
Referee blows them off. Awkward one along the ground. Wigan first possession and Halifax coming hard. McCallan to Bevan. Beavers tries to batter his way through the Wigan defence and they hurl him back. Wigan under a lot of pressure. Stevenson does a switch and Eadie's over. Lovely move between Stevens and Eadie. Stevens made a gap a mile wide for Eadie, and from close in there was no stopping him. Whitfield with the penalty, 4 points to 0. Slightly round the corner, and it's there. Halifax 6, Wigan 0. Hanley moving it on to Gregory. Gregory cross to Russell. Russell's broken through, gets support. Goodway turning down. Goodway going for the line, and Goodway's in. A great try by Wigan. Well finished by Goodway after a good break by Richard Russell. Game down. Kiss inside to Gregory. Gregory moving it across. On to Hanley. On to Hampson. Hampson has support. Gets it out. Lydon going for the corner. And Lydon's in at the corner. And Wigan take the lead. Wigan 8. Halifax 6. By the scruff of his neck. As David Steen decides he's going to have a run, gets it to Gregory, on to Hanley. Hanley's pass goes out, Lydon's feet are knocked from under him, he gets up again, coming inside, looking for support onto Potter. Potter out to the wing, Gill gets it out, and Wigan are in. Wigan are in. We're going to have to resort the team out. And there's a break down the far wing. Wigan are in trouble here. They come inside, and they're in for a try. And that could well level the scores. Wigan playing a man short, and the gap appeared on the far wing. And it's Gregory who takes it, holding it short one onto Hanley. Hanley onto Stevenson. Stevenson's gone for the line. He's going to make it, and he's over under the post. Great play between Hanley and Stevenson. Wigan 16, Halifax 10. Gale won't corral, and there goes the hooter. Referee's whistle has gone. Gill was hoping to make a name, but the hooter had gone. So Wigan go into the final, go into the Premiership final after a hard-fought, great game. Wigan are the victors by 18 points to 10.
Very enjoyable game this afternoon.
Fantastic game. We're looking forward now to seeing Wigan bring in all their fans to Old Trafford next Sunday, and it should be a great day out.
It's going to be a Wigan, Warrington, Stonesborough Premiership final, Will. Is that the ideal final for you?
Well, I think any of the 4 teams that were playing today would have been fine for us in the final. We're very pleased that Wigan and Warrington have got there. We hope they bring their fans with them.
Well, Sean, you had to fight hard today to get into the final, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a game. When you play against Halifax, it's always a forward game, and like today was harder than ever. Like it was harder than when we played with Halifax, when we just won. But I'm just glad for getting to the final.
I'd love to have been a fly on the wall at half-time. What's something very interesting said to you at half-time?
Well, I don't think I can tell you what he said, but it reared us up, and it just was honest with us and told us where our mistakes were, and that some of us weren't pulling our weight, which is true, you know, myself included, and we went out and just proved that we could do it.
You had a hard struggle today to get through to the final, didn't you, Dean?
Yeah, we knew they were going to give us a hard game, and they come out, fired all up in the first 40 minutes, but we sort of held on. We're only, what, 6-0 behind at half-time, and it was only a matter of hanging on, because we knew they'd sort of tire in the second half after a hard game last week at Wembley.
You've had a great season this season. You've been man of the match quite a few times, and a very successful season. Looking back over it, what would you pick out as your highlights for it over the whole season?
Well, really, I suppose all the cup finals that we have been involved in, and then every final we have been in this year we've won, so hopefully we'll do it next week.
You know who you meet next week, don't you?
I think it's Warrington.
They've caused you a bit of trouble over this.
I think it's Warrington, and
yes, it's Warrington.
They're the only side to beat us, well, twice actually this season. We beat them in the John Player final, and we can do it again.
Well, John, after the highlights of last week, it must have been very hard for you to lose today after such a tremendous struggle that you put up.
Yeah, well, you know, we had a good week, and you know, we thought, you know, we'd done enough for the season last weekend, like, and you know, Thursday and Friday we got, you know, ourselves back in the right frame of mind, you know, and we put up a reasonable performance today, you know.
Even though you lost today, your spectators gave you a tremendous reception at the end of the game, didn't they?
Yeah, you know, they're very keen spectators, you know, along with Wigan, you know, they're probably, you know, the 2 best supported sides in the league, aren't they?
Dudley, there's always a loser in any game of football. David, it was a very, very tight game today.
Yes, indeed. I didn't really think there was a loser. 2 marvellous sides. As you say, somebody has to lose. I certainly think that Wigan will go on and win it, and I was very proud of Halifax today. I thought they were marvellous. They stuck to it at the end. I really did think that Anderson scored down this corner, and it could have changed the whole game, but no excuses. Wigan a first-class side, just a marvellous game.
It's always difficult for a team to back it up after such an emphatic victory as you had last week at Wembley. It's always difficult to ask the boys. Did you really think you were going to win today?
Yes, I thought, well, at half-time we were leading, weren't we? And I think, obviously, a little bit of tiredness and perhaps that little bit of anticlimax comes in, but not much. I travelled on the coach today. They hoped to win today and get the double, and frankly, I think if they'd won today, they would have got the double.
The outstanding season for Wigan and Great Britain. He won the Young Player Award last season and was 3rd Player of the Season. Ladies and gentlemen, without doubt, brilliant young man, Shaun Edwards. One of the most brilliant seasons I've seen for a long time from any young player. Just tell everybody how old you are. They can't believe it. Again, 20 years of age, yeah. What a prospect we've got here for the next 10 or 12 years. Absolutely knockout. And this guy's played in 41 games, and after making his debut at Lee, where he scored the first of his 22 tries, ladies and gentlemen, class centre with incredible speed off the mark. Here we go, here only, but the main reason, right? But before we do, we've got to think about, as he said earlier on, people like who wash the kit, the doctors, all the backroom staff here tonight. I'd like everybody in the room, before we go any further, to put your hands together, give a great round of applause. We have got the best backroom staff in rugby league, without any doubt whatsoever.